Hello everyone, I'm Amit Tiwari for AmitTiwari.net and welcome to our English channel. We already have a Hindi channel where we talk about SEO, AI and other parts of digital marketing. In this new channel, we are going to focus primarily on AI technologies, AI tools, projects, pipelines and things that you can use not just in SEO or marketing but in other professions as well. Apart from AI, we are also going to talk about search engines, SEO and marketing channels too. If you are coming from our Hindi channel, do subscribe to this new channel as well so that we can grow it for non-Hindi and global audience. Your support will mean a lot to me. Of course, if you are directly watching this video and you have never been to our Hindi channel, do subscribe as well. It will help us grow this one too. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about LM Studio. It's a desktop client that lets you download, install, manage and use several LLM models locally on your computer. But Amit, why should I do all this when I can just go to chatgpt.com and pop a question and get the answer? Great question. Now, you see, if you are not paying Sam Altman their sweet $20, the answers that you get from ChatGPT are of low quality, speed is pathetic to say the least, and you cannot use your own documents to get the answers out of them. So to get all this, you need to pull out your credit card and pay them $20. But here's the thing, there are free to use LLM models that can give you better answers, faster answers and give you answers from your PDFs, images, documents, CSV and whatnot. Now I said one of the many and I mean it. There is Llama, there is anything LLM, there is LM Studio, there is GPT for all. The list goes on and all of these tools are best for some people and not so good for others. So we are going to give you peek at every one of these tools one by one so that you can find the best one available for you and use it. So let's go to the computer screen and meet LM Studio, master it and start using it today. So we are on the computer screen and let's search for LM Studio here, LM Studio, and you will have your first search result. Thanks to Google for LM Studio. Just click on this download for Mac button, or if you are on Windows, you will get the download for Windows button. Just click on the whatever button you get and the download will start. Let's wait for the download to finish. Now the download has finished. Let's click on this downloaded file and let's install the LM Studio on your system. So let's just drag and drop the silly way of Mac for installing the applications. Now, while this is getting installed, let's talk about why you should use LM Studio, why it is useful for you. Let's say that you are doing homework using ChatGPT, or you are doing office related research, or you are doing creative writing, or you are doing any other kind of analysis. For that, you are using ChatGPT or Gemini's Pro plan. You are spending $20 to $30 per month on it. Now, is it really useful for you? Because local models, whether they are provided by Meta, Llama models, or they are provided by Google, Gemma models, they are very, very powerful in text related tasks. And whatever computer, whatever laptop or desktop you are using, it's good enough for most of the text related models. If you are not doing image or video editing or processing, you don't really need a supercomputer to run these local models. And they are better than free options of ChatGPT or Gemini. So by using tools like anything LLM or LM Studio, you can get a lot of work done that is not possible with free tiers of ChatGPT or Gemini. So installation has been done. Now let's just get out of this window and actually run LM Studio. So it's opening. Let's click on open button and let's wait for this to load. So this is the first window of LM Studio. Let's click on get started, and now here you have to use your level. This option is sort of not important because you are going to get this option again on your main window, and you can just change this very easily. Let's click on power user. Now LM Studio is giving you suggestion to install this model so that you can actually use LM Studio. Now LM Studio is a wrapper in itself. It is a way of managing the local LLM models. If you don't install any model, you're not going to be able to do anything with LLM Studio. That is why it is suggesting you one particular model, but you don't have to install it right here because we are going to see the option of looking at all of the available LLM models and then pick what is best for us. This is not best for you. It's suggesting it, but it's not best for you. So let's get out of this window by clicking on this skip button. This is on the very top of this particular window. Let's just make this window full screen. I am lazy. I'm going to just stretch it manually. And as I was telling you, you can select between user, power user and developer right from this window. Okay, so let's just go to the developer so that you can get these options. And I really don't like to use LM Studio in this light mode. So I'll click on this theme button and here I will select dark. I like this particular look. If you want, you can go with classic or light was already there, sepia, dark, whatever you want, solarized dark. I don't know what person is going to use that, but again, it's your personal choice. I'll go with the dark. Other than that, there are a few more options, like you can change the font size, you can change the font mode, whatever you like. So let's just get out of this particular window. Now you have few options here. Okay, so chat is there. Chat is main window where you can just talk to the model. So let's say if I'll say hello, it's going to tell us that we don't have any model because we did not install Qwen 3 in the previous window. So we are going to install the models. That's not the problem. But here we have few options to look first. So second option, other than chat window, second option is the developer tool. Now developer window is very important. It's very good in troubleshooting a lot of things. It's very good in running the MCP servers. But in this particular tutorial, we are not going to talk about the developer options because I'm pretty sure you are not developer and you are not going to need this to start using this particular tool. So let's just jump on to this window. Discover tab. I'm not going to the my models window because we are going to look at it at the end of this tutorial. So let's click on discover window and here you will see a lot of different options. Okay, these are the models that LM Studio staff has picked and recommended you based on your hardware. Okay, so your system configuration will be different than mine. I'm using M1 MacBook Pro. So according to this particular LM Studio, this model is the most suitable model for me. And it also has a few icons here. Okay, so this particular icon means that this is trained for the vision capacity. So when you use this particular model, you can provide image as input and it is also trained for the tool use. So you can use different kind of tool, like for example, RAG tools or online search while using Qwen 3 model. Okay, but there are some other consideration before installing any model. So let's say if I just click on this one, it's auto clicked anyway. So if we just go down on this option, you will see that there is a description of this particular model, and apart from that you also see the parameter, architecture, and certain other details. But I know a 4 GB model is going to be very huge for my particular machine, so I'm not going to install it. But you will see a lot of different models here in this list, and every model will have its pros and cons. So for example, Qwen 3 4B thinking model, it has a new icon here, right? This is supported for reasoning. So this model can do the deep thinking or deep research type of functions with your data. So this is really useful utility if you want to do that kind of research. But if you are doing creative writing, or if you are doing your homework, if you are doing writing simple tasks, simple things, social media posts, then you don't need a model that is trained for the reasoning. So we will find out a model that is good for this particular tutorial. So I'm just going to search Gemma. And I know Gemma 3 1B, this is a very light model. I think it's just 700 MB or something like that. And it's provided by Google, so it's good enough. So now you see that this model is 771.86 MB in size. So we can quickly download it and I can show how it works. But you also see a full GPU offload possible button here. Okay, this is a little bit of notification. What does it mean? It means that when you want to use a huge model that is way beyond the capacity of your system's RAM, you can use it because LM Studio will offload the load from your RAM to your CPU. So let's say that your system has just 8 GB RAM and you want to run a model that is 6 GB in size. Now typically when you load a 6 GB model, it is going to need about 9 GB RAM on your system, and you don't have 9 GB RAM. So you can't run a model that is 6 GB in size. But LM Studio gives you that capacity. So when you load a model that is 6 GB in size on an 8 GB system using LM Studio is going to offload some of the tasks that your RAM should be doing to your CPU so that you can run a 6 GB model. This is the USP of LM Studio, and you don't get that capacity in Llama, you don't get that capacity in anything LLM, and that is why LM Studio is that popular. So for this tutorial, let's just download the Gemma 3 1B, which is less than a GB, and it will download very quickly and I'll be able to show you. Now while this is getting downloaded, I have to also show you one more thing. So let's come to the runtime. And so many times what's going to happen is that your runtime is not going to get updated. So you will download a model, and the next step after downloading a model is to load that model. But when you want to load the model, you will run into error. That error is either error number 6 or error number 8. You will see a little notification here. But you can avoid those errors by updating your runtime. So you just come to the runtime window, and if you see any button here that says fix, yellow button inside that has a label fix the runtime or fix the update or whatever it is, just click on that particular button and the problem will resolve itself. So let's come to the model again, Gemma 3.1b. It's getting downloaded. Yes, it has finished downloading. Now we have to click on load model button. So we'll click on load model, and hopefully we won't see any error. It takes a little bit of time, just give it some time. So now Gemma 3.1b model has already loaded, and let's send our beautiful message. Hello, let's talk to Google Gemma. Now it will process our input and give the answer in few seconds. Why is it taking so much time? Because it's local model and it has to process your entire message and take it very seriously. Okay, Chat GPT caches a lot of messages, and that's why they are very fast. Now, hello there, how can I help you? Blah blah blah. I don't care about their answer. Let's take a look at this particular figure. It's telling you how much time it took to give you the answer. 24.84 tokens per second, and it took about 34 seconds and 8.31 seconds to deliver the first token. So 24.84 tokens per second is the speed of the output of this particular model in general for your system. Now, why this number is important? Because let's say that you have a use case, you have a project where you can use two models. You have one model from DeepSeek and another model from Llama, or let's say Google's Gemma, and you can't decide which model you should use. So you can run this test, you can send them similar message, and then just look at their output speed. If one particular model is giving you better speed, higher token per second, then you should obviously use it. Or let's say that you have two computers and you are not able to figure out which computer you should use to run your AI applications. So you can use the same model and you can send them the same question and look at their output speed, and that way you can decide which computer is better for your AI projects. So this is one little tip. Now here I can do more. I can attach a file and then I can ask it the question about it. So let's say I will click on this attachment button. Okay, this is a warning for the first time only. And let's upload a file here. Now, as soon as I started uploading the file, you can see that here is a little bit of pop-up coming up, RAG v1. So this is an application that this tool already has built in, and it will automatically start this RAG function as soon as you want to upload a file. So I have added a file, and this is a PDF of Google research paper about the transformers. Attention is all you need. So I'll ask the question, what is attention? Now I will just enter the button, and now this particular model will go digest the content of this PDF file and try to give us the answer based on this particular output file. So now right now it is going through all this and it is going to give us the answer in some time. Now you can see it is extracting the content, it is creating embeddings, and then it is going to retrieve the best possible answer out of it. Now here's a detailed answer out of your PDF file, and remember, Gemma 3.1b is a very small model. It's not even 1 GB, and still you have a usable answer here. And not just answer, you have the speed of this particular generated answer, and you also have the number of citations that it took from the document. So here's citation number 1, here's citation number 2, and here's citation number 3. And this is really important because if you are in doubt whether the answer that you got is right or wrong, or if you have to actually provide the sources for your answer in your project or in your homework or in your any pipeline, you can look at these citations and you can find that particular line or paragraph in your original document and you can cite that. Okay, so that way you are not getting an answer that is hallucinated one, that is fake one. The answer is correct, you have the source and everything is good. Now as we are using Gemma 3.1b, you can see a little bit more information here at the bottom. You can see how much RAM this system is using, this model is using, and how much CPU this particular model is using. I talked about GPU offload in this particular LM Studio tool. I'm sorry, I'm remembering anything LLM a lot, but this is LM Studio, and LM Studio has this GPU offload capacity. Now, while I talk about more options that this tool has to option, let's start downloading Qwen 3.1b, another model in the background. So I will again go to this Finder tool. I'll remove all of this. Qwen 3 is the one model that I want to download, and let's just wait for it. Okay, so this is 3.11 GB in size. I'll click on the download button and I'll let it download in the background. Okay, now we can just get out of this window, let it run in the background, and let's look at few other options. So let's click on this gear icon, and here you can see that we are again on the same window. So if I go to the model search window, you will see that we are downloading Qwen 3 as we are talking. Okay, and you also saw the runtime window earlier, and then there is another tab that is hardware. In this tab, you can see the hardware related details of your system. You can't change anything here, and you should not be changing anything here. This is just all for the information. So what is the RAM of my system? 8 GB. What is the VRAM of this system? 5.33 GB. Sorry, can't run a heavier system. And you also have the information about GPU. It's Apple Silicon, obviously. Now we can't change anything here. Let's just get out of this window and let's click on app settings. So these are the settings that you can change about this particular app. So one thing is, here's the update channel that is set to stable. If you are feeling adventurous and if you want to use the beta version, you can obviously select the beta, but I won't recommend it. Now then there are few more settings like user, power user and developer. You can set all that from the bottom of this window anytime. You can also set the color theme, but we already talked about that. And you have the option to change the language, that you can do that, English, Spanish, other languages are available here. Now here is the default context length. Now it is set to 4096. If you want to make the context window of your LLM models, you can increase the size. Making it too long is obviously going to consume more resources, but this is also going to give you much more stable performance from the LLM model. So you can increase it, but I'm going to keep it 4096 for this particular tutorial only. Okay. Now after that, you have chat window where you can sort of change the look of the chat window that you are using right now. We also have the integration option, but we are not going to talk about integration option in this first tutorial of LM Studio yet. So let's get out of this window as well. And now you can see that Qwen 3.1b model has already downloaded. Okay, now I can click on this load model button and load the Qwen 3.1b model instead of Google Gemma. Okay, so let it load in the background and we will go and see one more option. So let's go to this button here, settings button, and let's look at three very important options. So number one is context. Context option gives you a method to add system prompt. So when you send a message here in chat window, anything, this is a prompt that you are providing to the LLM model as user. So you can use system prompt to give a personality to your chat window, and you can also give it to sort of control the responses or alter the behavior of the model that is talking to you. So let's say talk like stars from the movie. Tell her, do not give answers longer than 2 lines. Okay, now let's talk again. What is attention again? And let's see how fast this model will respond. Now the chat window is same, but we are using Qwen 3.1b model. This model is heavier. This model is much more smarter than Gemma, which was only 770 MB in size. So let it consume the content, let it process the prompt, and let it give us the answer. Now while this is giving us the answer, you can see the current system uses. RAM uses is about 4 GB and CPU uses is 11 to 20%. So you can see that a lot of load is being given to the CPU by LM Studio, which is good because we don't have that much RAM on this laptop, and it would have been very hard to run this model if we were not using LM Studio. So now it has done digesting the content, and the answer is right here. In the transformers, it is used in multi-head form, letting the model look at the different parts of the input simultaneously, whether it's looking back at itself, self-attention, or at the encoder. So you can see that the answer is already coming up in the task style, and it has only used 2 lines. So the answer is shorter, the system prompt has been respected, and you can also save these different system prompts as personalities, and LM Studio is calling them presets. So I can just give it a name, TARS. Okay, And now I can again change my output here. Give me the formal replies as if you are my office worker. Now I will again save it as new office guy, and that's it. So next time I want to use the task style, I'll just select the task from the drop down, and my system prompt will be changed, and I can start getting the answers like task would give me. So you can use this context window to select the personalities, to change the way LLM models are responding to you, and change the kind of answers that you are getting. Okay, you can keep this thing as detailed as you want. So just remember that whatever you put here in the system prompt, as long as it is going to be the part of the input prompt, complete input prompt. So when model digests the entire input prompt and give you the answer, it is going to take longer. So just keep it functional, keep it descriptive, but don't make it too long. Okay, now let's come to the model tab here, and you will see a lot of different settings here. So first setting is temperature. Okay, what do I mean by temperature? So right now it is set at 0.8. The number goes as high as 1 and as low as 0. So what is temperature? Temperature is basically the way of controlling the creativity of the model. So when you increase the temperature setting to 1, basically you are telling the model to be as creative as it can be. But when it is being creative, it won't be factual. It can make factual errors. It can make up the fact. It can make up the people. It can make up anything. It will be creative, but it won't be factual, and that can be very good when you are writing stories, when you are trying to write songs, when you are trying to come up with scripts, when you are trying to write jokes or something like that. But if you are researching based on a particular document, or you are doing homework, or you are doing something else that require accuracy, at that time if the setting is set to 1, it is going to create problems. So you can decrease the setting. And now when you, let's say, when you make it 0, it's not going to be creative at all. It is going to be factual. It is going to look at the document and cite exactly as it is. So, but that also means that you are going to get exact, word to word answers from your sources. So it's very good to never make it 0 or 1. You can just keep it balanced. If you are trying to research something based on some documents, just keep it between 0.3, 0.4. And if you are trying to be creative, just make it 0.8, 0.9. Applications will set it at 0.8, which is more creative, less factual, but you have to set up this option, this temperature setting, based on your requirements. Okay. Now let's come to the second setting, which is sampling. And in sampling, you have to look at just one option, which is top case sampling. Top case sampling is the number of output, number of possible matches of outcomes that you get out of the model. Let's say that you have a large document, and you are asking what is attention. Now it's possible that this document has attention mentioned at 100 places. Now if model will look at 100 outputs, it's not going to give you the correct answer. So we control the number of output that the model gets out of this particular document, and that is limited to 40 here only. So if you reduce this number to 20, it's only going to look at top 20 outputs for that particular question, and is going to give the final answer out of those top 20 samples. Okay, so if you increase the number to something like, say, like 100, the answer will be very, very wide. And if you make it just 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, then the answer will not be sufficient enough. So always keep it between 30 to 40. So let's make it 30. Okay, and then we have another option, that is structured output. So if you want model to give you answer output in JSON format only, you can just select this structured output button, and then you can provide your JSON format, and it will give you answer in the same format. And then you have conversion notes option here. If you want to note down something from this conversation, you can just make a note here. It's like sticky notes. This is my test chat. Don't take it seriously. You can just save it here, and this conversation note will remain here. So next time when you come to this particular chat, you can remember what you talked about, how it was going. Are you going to use it? Are you not going to use it? Whatever you want to save here. Then last option here is program, and if you come to the program window here, you can select different kind of integrations that you have already done. Now RAG option is selected here, so if I just remove it from here, you will see that this is turned off from here as well. If you enable it here, you can see that it gets enabled here. So that is there, and you can also manage the MCP servers from this window, but as I said, we are not going to talk about MCP servers just yet. But you can do that if you want. Like, you just click on the install button, edit mcp.json file. I will get a warning that I will happily ignore, and then you can edit the MCP JSON file here. But we are going to talk about that in some other video, because this is the first video of this channel. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so just remove it, and you can also rename your chats here. So I can just name it first test chat, and when you chat more, you can rename it again, let's say second chat, and so on. And you can also create the folders, test chats, and then you can move these chats here, and you can organize your chats that way. Okay, so maybe one folder for your work, one folder for your home, one folder for friends, one folder for something else. Okay, now there's one more option that I want to show you, and that is this particular folder. So let's say that you have a lot of models installed, and now you want to manage them. How do you do that? You come to this particular folder. Okay, you come to this folder, and you will see all of the models that you have installed. What is their size, when you installed them, when you modified them, and if you want to manage or remove them. If you want to delete them, you can delete them. If you want to copy their path, if you want to reveal them in Finder where they are actually in your computer, you can do that. Let's say I want to reveal where this particular model is in my system, I can just get it here. Okay, and you can also see how much space they are taking from my machine. So it's all, everything is here, right? Apart from these three dots, you also have the setting button here. So if you click on this one, you can change the source model file, you can enable the override, and you can maybe select the file from somewhere else. And at the same time, you can also select the context length for a particular model. So if you want that Qwen model should use more context length, you can change that particular setting here. You can also change the seed setting, but let's keep it at random. If you want the model to always perform the at the optimal output, you should keep the seed setting to the random. Okay, you can also select the prompt template. You can change the temperature settings that we talked just now, and you can do a lot of this stuff. But let's not talk about everything in the first tutorial itself. Now you know how to use LM Studio for the basic requirements, you know how to download a model, you know how to talk to it, you know how to do everything else. And we are out. This was LM Studio, which is good looking, powerful and free. Let me know what do you think about this particular tool and our video in the comment section. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you did not like the video, hit that same thumbs up button thrice. If you love the video, hit the subscribe and like button simultaneously. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Amit Tiwari for AmitTiwari.net, and I'll see you next time. Take care.